Hello, hello everyone, it's me again, the Metaverse Explorer, back with another Solana Convergence Serum Wormhole Hackathon interview. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So we have this time LIQNFT. These guys have made a submission to the Solana Hackathon. This is their website on the right hand side here. You can see they've got a product that's actually already working on mainnet, which is pretty cool. On the left hand side of the screen, we have Solmoose and Rusty Soul. So we're going to have a chat for about 10 minutes about the product that they're about to release. So, Solmoose, Rusty Soul, how you guys going?
Doing well. Thanks for having us here at MetaVerse Explorer. So, we're super excited to share with you guys what we are doing for the hackathon and also give you a view of our, our vision for the Solana NFT space.
Right on, man. Rusty, how you going, man?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Thank you for coming on such late notice. But let's get right into it, gentlemen. So you've submitted onto the Solana Serum Hackathon. Can you give us a brief overview of you guys first? Who's your team? And then we might talk about LIQNFT.
Sure. So I'm Solmoose. I looked after our product, at LIQNFT. And today on the call, we have Rusty Soul, who is our resident blockchain expert. So, any kind of technical deep dive, Rusty is kind of our go-to person.
Nice.
On the team now, we've got about 5 people on
Nice.
the founding team and then a few other on a part-time basis. And, we come from basically all walks of life. We used to do different industries from media to finance to, startup tech and crypto native, but we all share a passion for NFT and kind of the vision to kind of liberate the NFT market. So that's kind of what brought us together.
Right on, man. Well said. And I can see your team here from your submission. Solmoose, Rusi, Soulmaker, Martin, King. And I see 2 of you are SMB, Solana Monkey Business.
Yeah. So that SMB is actually one of the first
Minted?
One of the first vote that we actually fractionalized. So it's very interesting.
Nice, nice.
We kind of took it as a profile pic to represent the milestone for our project.
Nice. So speaking of your first NFT minted, I'm on the LIQNFT.com website at the moment, and we do have some NFTs here. Can you tell us what the product is? What are you submitting? What's LIQNFT?
Sure. So I guess starting from what we're submitting, right? So LIQNFT is basically a fractionalization and serialization launchpad and marketplace. So, fractionalization, the concept is fairly straightforward, right?
Yep.
We would take a very expensive blue chip NFT,
Yep.
and we would fractionalize it into many tokens, right? That are cheaper, more liquid, and more tradable.
Yep.
And that's kind of the overarching theme, right? We want to solve the liquidity crisis in today's NFT market. If we look at the SMB 3719, which sold out quite recently, that vote is 3,000 pieces, right? So what that means is the original SMB costed, I believe, like 150 SOL or something along that line.
Yep.
And then at the peak, at 200 SOL, that's about like 30K US.
Yeah, it's
equivalent,
a lot.
right? It's a lot of money, right? So not many people have that capital to just drop it on a 30K NFT.
That's true.
And basically you can come to our platform and you can buy a percentage of that 30K, right? You can buy 10% of it via the tokens. And essentially it allows us to be able to very effectively transform a highly illiquid asset into a more liquid asset.
Yeah, that's like unlocking a lot of capital, unlocking some liquidity. And we're looking at the SMB 3719 page at the moment, and we can see there's 3,000 fractions of this SMB. The current valuation is 159, and it looks like it's an order book. Is this actually like a order book split up onto Serum?
Yeah, so it's very cool. So when basically what we do is 2 steps, right? We allow the user, the owner of these NFTs, to come to us and list their NFT as a fractionalized vote.
Yep.
And this is their way to basically have a say in how much they want to sell it at, right? Because if it goes onto a market, it will be floated at the market price.
Yep.
So essentially the vote and the minting mechanism allows them to have that say, right? So it could go on for a week, a month, depending on what they want. And they can determine a mint price, right? And people can come and grab it at that mint price. Now, after a while, after it's sold out or the owner, wants to take it offline, it would then move on into this marketplace or secondary order book that you're seeing. And yes, this is actually powered by Serum in the back end.
That's crazy.
We've done, so yes, it's pretty cool. So Rusty Soul and the dev done incredible work on the back end to integrate this. But on the front end, right, we try to make it as simple as it can be, right? So, 2-click max to buy it out. To sell something. So we really design it from that simplicity point of view. We want it to be quite fun, quite easy to buy NFT, right? End of the day, that's what this is about.
Yeah, like I mean, and from a retail perspective, thinking about this, if it's already available as an order book, someone might be able to make an AMM from this as well. So each NFT will have its own AMM market.
Yes.
That's crazy.
You could, yes.
Yeah, that's that. I just like, we're just building on top of each other, which is pretty cool. All right, so I get an idea of fractionalization of NFTs, and I can see it right now. What other products are you guys building on top of LIQ?
Yeah, so on top of LIQNFT, what we also have is actually a third kind of product line that's meant to arch everything in, right? So if you go to Solana land,
yep.
Actually, so before this, so basically fractionalization is the as we mentioned earlier, is the technology of splitting a fractional ownership.
Yep.
Right? And you can buy a piece of that ownership.
Yep.
There's another type of vote that we have on our page. It's called serialization.
Yep.
Right? So serialization is essentially fairly similar in the sense we also break an NFT into multiple copies, but instead of being like each copy being a representation of an ownership, right? I own 10%. Each copy is actually limited edition print of the original, right?
It's so like a derivative of it.
It's a derivative of it with kind of a limited edition serial ID attached to it,
yep.
right? So I make 10 copies of this art piece, right? In the traditional world, an artist might make a print and they will put a number at the bottom, right? And sign it. We're doing that exactly on NFT, and this is a conventional art practice, but it's a conventional art practice that is not currently present in the NFT world.
That's
so
right.
We're trying to bring that in and really bridge the gap for real life artists to enter, right? Hence the launchpad concept coming in. We want to empower those artists to come in.
Right. So that's, sorry to interrupt. So the launchpad is the serialization. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And is that separate to Solana land, or that is Solana land?
This is interesting. So Solana land is one of the serialization vote that has a MetaVerse concept attached to the back of it. So if you go back to the gallery page, you can see at the very top there is another one called To the Moon.
Yes, I see it.
So that's also a serialization collection, but this is a more conventional serialization where you're just buying the serialization prints,
I see.
Right. Yeah, and this is actually a really, really cool project we're doing with this the artist Lakshmi.
Yeah.
A very, very prominent artist in Singapore, and very fun thing is that this is actually going to the moon, right? So the first cube, the orange one, is going to the moon with the the Northrop Grumman rocket in February.
Oh, that's part pretty of the supply
cool. Run.
Holy crap!
So it's gonna float in space for a few years. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So there's still 10 out of 10 available. It's coming soon, so it's not on the market yet, of course.
No. We're letting it fly out first, and then you can track where the NFT is, right?
Awesome.
Because it's going to be on the ISS.
Awesome.
So it will be floating around. Yeah.
So while we're on this page here talking about these NFTs, kind of NFTs flying to the moon, I see they have like the different serializations that allow for different mint numbers. So I have 10 out of 10 all the way up to 1,000 out of 1,000. Is that by function? That's what you guys want, yeah?
Correct. So it's obviously based on rarity, right? So the 10 of 10 is going to be the highest ranking one, and I believe the buyer, the holder, may actually get some perks, right? Potentially can speak to the artist and stuff like that.
Right.
And then the 1,000 is meant to be more common for people who have an aspiration to be art collector. Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So the kind of typical use cases of NFTs at the moment: whitelisting / connection. So what's then the Solana land? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So Solana land is basically a metaverse concept that we want to kind of overarch the whole LIQNFT and tie everything together, right? Because if you own a fractionalized token, what can you do with it, right? I mean, you can definitely hold it and kind of speculate a little bit, but we want people to have fun and enjoy the art while they're doing, right?
Yep.
So essentially, if you own 10 or more fractionalized token, you can actually display those fractionalized token in this metaverse that you have, right? So the metaverse is essentially if you own a copy of the serialized token of the Solana token, you can own a room, right? So if you click into the Solana land and you go enter building.
Let's go to the Radium. Let's go to Radium.
Radium. All right. Radium's room right now is, I think they should put some more in here, but Radium's room basically is the default style room that they've added a table, they've added a backdrop. So I think if we go to floor 25.
Floor 25, let me get it. navigate.
Yeah.
Floor 25 is
And-
under renovation. Oh no, that's
floor
space.
25. 25.
Select.
So it's on the select floor.
Okay.
25. And then you go to Soul Moose. Let's go to number 5.
Soul Moose, number 5. That's like yours, man.
That's me, man. This is a top floor penthouse.
Nice.
So you can see it's basically I have a fractionalized token, right? And they show up as these characters. And in the backdrop, you have, frames that you can actually display actual NFTs that you own, right? So, in the middle, I obviously own a copy of this original Solana artwork.
Yeah.
So that goes out in the middle. And on the left and right, you have some Solana monkey that's customized for festive scenes. So, this is kind of the concept, right? We want this to be a place that users can come and they can decorate, they can style and make it their own personal space to display their art, to kind of, enjoy and appreciate it while they're, in the world of cryptoverse. And this basically is a huge direction we want to go in to bridge between fractionalized, serialized, and also marketplace, right? Because you can see the application here to allow various projects like the Moon to the Moon project. If I kind of make you go back to the 24th floor and number 11 on the space, that's the to the Moon room, right? So we created a room for them.
Yep.
And what would happen on this page later on is, you could potentially just come here and mint the various votes, right? From to the Moon project.
Yeah, right. You go to the room to mint. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it becomes a MetaVerse / marketplace for them, right? And that's kind of the end vision, is that this becomes a fully utility driven metaverse, right? Rather than just purely for gimmicks.
So I understand what you guys are trying to build here, and it looks pretty good so far, like giving people their own space to kind of showcase their NFTs and other utilities attached to that. I want to shift the conversation a bit more to some of your competitors in the space at the moment. So like this concept that you're displaying here sounds a little bit like portals, or even like the suites or other kind of metaverse showcasing NFT plays at the moment. What's the unique driving factors for you guys? Why should people come here to LIQNFT instead of buying a portals NFT?
Yeah, so I think that's a very good point, right? So portals, I think they're driving a 3D kind of gaming style NFT, and I think they're not the only one that's kind of doing the whole gallery style metaverse
showcasing thing.
Exactly. It's a very popular thing, and I guess it's an easy entry point for people to see kind of metaverse, right? Because you have a metaverse, you have a space. What can you do with that? So this is a natural entry point for many. I think what kind of pivots us away is that just taking this to the Moon example, the focus here is actually not to allow to the Moon to have their own metaverse space so that they can enjoy and showcase their art gallery, right? The kind of the primary driver for this to really take off is that e-commerce component. To the Moon is a project that we've helped launch, and we have a metaverse that facilitates traffic flow to their room, right?
Yep.
So essentially, like, rather than just showcasing, we want to be able to build up the traffic flow and use these showcase as a mean to transact and to help them sell their stuff to the audience, right? And at the same time, it can be very cool to have a collector space, but I feel like that's one of the added benefit of doing it in the metaverse.
Yeah.
But the key is that we're actually the launchpad on the back of most of these projects too.
Yeah.
So
you provide a few more benefits, like allowing them to come launch their project, and then also allow for user flow. I get it. So Rusty Soul, has this actually, you're more of the technical side of things. Has this been easy for you to build? Has it been very difficult?
Yeah, I guess Solana, to start with, being a very, very new chain with a very different programming regime, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very different from the Ethereum Solidity kind of model. So actually, when we first started, picking up the thing was a bit, the time where you have to kind of wrap your head around a lot. But yeah, so far the tooling, the Anchor framework from Serum, those people are doing a great job on enhancing all these. So I guess if you also look at the developer communities, it's growing in a very rapid space.
True.
So on the side, running into problems, a lot of people are really willing to help out. So developer community wise, it's very encouraging, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what, any kind of tools on Solana that you guys are missing or you're having trouble with at the moment? So like, sorry, go.
Yeah, currently, I think, most of the stuff are going pretty well.
Yep.
One thing from the technical point of view is the fact that Solana, the blockchain itself is, taking a lot of traffic from all over the world. So it's, building out a product, if you look at the user experience perspective, how do you build up, let's say, a website that loads at a very fast speed, right? Because in that case, it'll come to the question of how you want to load some data in the blockchain and load some data in your database, that kind of questions. But then I think in terms of this, it's actually set out a very good pathway for people to kind of learn, how to do these blockchain programming and not to put everything on the blockchain, because you don't want to overload the chain. You only want to put some for example, NFTs and assets. You obviously want it to be on chain. Otherwise, it couldn't have been NFTs, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But then if you want to enhance the load speed of your gallery or the Solana lens, some of the pages, you can actually offload some of the nodes into your own system instead of putting everything on Solana nodes. That kind of, I think the interesting thing is how the old tech and the new tech, how they
combine.
intersect.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm keeping an eye on time. We're at the 16-minute mark, so I think we'll start closing it off now. If you guys are interested in looking at the, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see their submission at the Convergence Hackathon, this is it right here. They've got 5 likes at the moment, which is pretty cool. And they've got an introductory video as well for you to understand what they're trying to deliver. This is their Twitter. They've got 5,000 followers at the moment, and they are at LIQNFT. So I think we'll close it here, guys. Soul Moose, Rusty Soul, any last words from you guys?
No, thanks for having us.
No problem. Rusty, thank you very much, man, for coming on.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching at home. This has been MetaVerse Explorer, Soul Moose, Rusty Soul from LIQNFT. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you very soon. Ciao.